Well, we have two components to our brain, or two halves to our brain. In fact, scientists now find we have 4 quadrants to our brain, but to simplify this, the left brain is the structural organizational side of our brain. The right side of the brain is the creative, spatial idea side of the brain. So from a perspective of looking at the way our brain operates, the left side is the part of the brain that does implementation. The right side is the side that creates change, creates new ideas, and puts them to work. So in order for us to function and do what we do and accept change, we have to look at both parts of it. One, the right side, the creative side. Two, the left side, which is the side for implementation. And many of you probably know this guy, Robin Williams. And he says, one of the challenges in creativity is there'll be moments when you get a spark, a gleam of light, and boom, you're gone. And then it goes away. And it gets so incredibly hard. It's like having sex in a wind tunnel. The challenge with creativity is it's not always consistent. And in fact, we'll have cycles where we're really creative and times where we're not. And also, each of us has a different thinking capacity or preference as to how we think. So from that perspective, we have different innovation styles, and each of us choose a style that works best for us. And also, when you're working in an organization like Progress, or even with not-for-profit groups, you will have groups of people. Hopefully, you have people that have each of these 4 thinking capacities so they can work together as a cohesive team, because you need them all. The challenge is, and this happens in business organizations as well, is we bring people into the organization that are what? Just like us. And in fact, my very first company I started was called David Advertising. And I hired 3 Davids because I wanted people just like me. We had a 4th guy join the group. His name was Harold. One of the guys pulled him aside and he says, if you're here for 6 months, you got to change your name to David. So we have 4 different styles. The first style is the creator. That's the style where we come up with ideas and we're possibility thinkers. We're that big picture thinker. The challenge with that is we need somebody to be able to sell that idea, and that's the advancers. They're the people that interact with others. They're the people that are people-oriented, and they promote the idea. Third thing is we need a refiner. That's the person that analyzes what's going on, sorts out the details, and figures out how it's going to work. And then the 4th is the executor. And it's just what it sounds like. They execute the process. Their focus is around, is this realistic? Can we do this? Can we make this happen? Why is it important to have these qualities? Because all of those things are what makes a project, fundraising effort, a community work. The people at the bottom side, down here, the refiner and the executor, they're task focused. And the people at the top, the creators and the advancers, they're the people-focused people. You need both. In the middle is what we call a flexor. Now, because of the type of work I've done over my careers, I've developed more of a skill as a flexor, the ability to be able to move around that wheel. And many of you probably still are able to do that, but there's always an area that we maybe need some support or help in. So it's important to remember that when you're building groups to run a project, do a fundraising effort, or anything like that, is to include all those 4 different qualities.